finally, tonight I am joined by the newest cast members of Love and Marriage DC. They were the fan favorites on Ready to Love, which is one of my favorite shows, by the way. And they're now the latest addition to season 2 of Love and Marriage DC. We got Clifton Petty and Joi Carter. Woo! You two are, let me just start by saying this. We'll get into tonight's episode, but I like to always start with some unexpected stuff. And I have to say, I'm watching, obviously, tonight's episode, but, you know, I get the exclusive. I get to watch other episodes up until the mid-season finale. And I have to say, first of all, you two are so in love. And I think that's so beautiful because, oh, look at the you two exemplify Black love, and you two are just great to look at. You're great to watch, and I believe in the love. I really do. So thank you guys so much for joining the show. But we have a lot of Ready to Love fans too, and I know they want to know, like, how have things been since y'all met on that amazing show?
Where do we start?
Right.
I think we'd have to start because at the beginning, actually, you know, it was a huge effort, task to make it work, right? Mm-hmm. She was overseas and I was traveling every other weekend to Mexico, you know, so we could be together when I didn't have my boys. So I had to make, you know, that effort to do it because she was there working, and, you know, I can really work wherever I am. I work remote, right? So I would, you know, when the weekend would come, I would go on a Thursday and maybe stay till Monday or Tuesday. You know, or Tuesday, just depending, you know, or maybe go Wednesday and stay till Wednesday, just depending on how the week was, you know. So I made it work.
But then coming home, then now we're together full time, and then life is looking different, but up, of course. So, you know, seeing him every morning, waking up every morning, and, you know, the boys, like, it's a transition. It was new, like, it completely new for me, but something that, you know, I like challenges, you know, so, you know, good support system going. So, you know, we're making it work with communication, so.
No, but even watching the show, like, everyone has seen the way you two love up on each other. I mean, let's be clear. The season opened up, no disrespect to your lady, Clifton, but, you know, the legs were spread. Big Clifton got on top of you. I'm like,
we try to keep it PG as much as we could, but, you know, we didn't think they were going to show that part, but they did.
No,
so it is reality.
No. We was giving him a shot. We gotta give him a shot.
No, you guys gave us a show, and you guys are giving us a show. And the biggest compliment that we've been seeing from the audience is, yes, we get to see, like, a couple who is, like, in their newlywed phase, if you will, like a couple who are just, like, engaged and being in love and really talking about things that matters to the two of you. When you guys left Ready to Love, obviously there were tons of controversy, which was so funny because I had no idea that a lot of people took that reunion special on Ready to Love and sort of took their own narrative from it, right? And Joi, you talked about it briefly on the show, and Clifton, you did as well. Were you surprised by the feedback that the Ready to Love audience had after that reunion, where they were like, oh my gosh, she's a mean girl. They treated that poor girl so badly, you know, all those things.
It is TV magic in a sense. If I'm saying something and then you see someone cry, oh, you're gonna go with what the person is crying about. But you weren't listening to my words. If you was listening to my words, there are things you don't joke about, and you don't joke about taking somebody's man. There's no context, good or bad, that you put that in. So when you say that, you know what I'm saying? You kind of have to, you know, them tears. I mean, forget them tears.
I think those are tears of embarrassment.
Yeah, tears of embarrassment.
She didn't think that that Joy was going to react the way she did, right? And you don't joke, like she said, you don't joke about things like that, right? Regardless of who it is. I think she had made several points during the season, like, oh, I was gonna have to take your man. I'm gonna take your man. Like, so then, there's a buildup after a while. It's like, you really think this is, you can really do that? So that's my perspective on it.
But that whole experience wiped how people looked at us, like completely off the board. So they saw love, they saw fun, they saw this, but the reunion, people like, oh my God, she's so nasty. No, I'm protective. And passionate.
But the narrative didn't change it a lot, because we still had, I could say it was 90-10 maybe. We had like 10% of bad, comments and things like that. But for the most part, it was all positive, and people could see through the BS,
Yeah, and Joi brought a very good point in terms of when it comes to being on a reality show, whether it's a dating show or a docuseries that you guys are currently on with Love and Marriage DC, the audience can be fickle. They can love you one day and hate you the next. And it's all about the perception. And that's the reason why one thing I always tell my stars is you can't feed into the social media comments. You just can't, because what it'll do to you is it'll alter your personality, because you can read 50 positive comments. Like Clifton said, 90% of the folks still love y'all, which is a overwhelmingly percentage, right? But sometimes it's that 10% that seeps in and you think you're a horrible person. When you guys decided to do Love and Marriage DC, did you go into it thinking this may be a great opportunity to really show the world who we are now that we're together and we are a part of each other's lives in a meaningful way to where they can see that journey?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We went in optimistic and with that same, expectation that everyone would see us how we really are.
Joi, you get a little smirk.
No.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought you was gonna give options, like, okay, was it A or was it B? And I was gonna be like, it's A. That's right.
And Joi, you obviously are on a show now, sharing the platform with other women who are also married to successful men. Obviously, you two are engaged. But when we talked about the idea of showing this Black love story, how did it come about you being on the show? Was it something to where Irena, because you two are very close with the Tylers, was it Irena who spoke to you about this? Was it Ashley? And not to spoil anything, guys, that becomes a huge conversation later this season. So without spoiling it, Miss Carter, not to be confused with Beyonce, explain to us how you were able to be a part of this show courtesy of the current cast members.
Well, honestly, Clifton met everyone first. Clifton met, the first time you met Ashley was at the actual premiere.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, correct. So I met her at the premiere, and she said, actually, one of the producers was there, and he came over and grabbed me out, and he's like, "Hey, Clifton, Ashley wants to meet you." I'm like, "Sure, cool." So I walk up, and she says, "Hey, are you guys interested in, maybe being a part of, Love and Marriage DC? You were great on Ready to Love. We think you guys would fit in well." And I said, "Sure, let me talk to Joi. We'll get back to you, but thank you." Right. However, within that same breath, I had already spoken to Jamie and Lorraine, and they said the same thing. So it was duality.
and I don't know if people know this. Monique Samuels even sent me y'all information in the sense of social media.
Okay.
So that's so it's funny you're saying that. So long story short, the way we wanted season 2 to work, I'll focus more on this current season. We definitely, like any job you have, you look at your previous year and see how can we have done things differently. And the most important thing that I, as the creator of the franchise, went into this season was I want more couples who are organically connected to the cast. So again, everybody submitted you to us. And I was like, all right. I mean, we have so many other people to look.
Wait a minute,
at.
who, Carlos? Who? Who? Who submitted?
This is actual tea also. This is tea I'm drinking.
No, I am not getting. Listen.
Wait. Who? You said who?
No.
You said everybody.
I'm not
what you just said? Roll the tape.
It's funny. So to my audience.
Repeat that, por favor.
Like I said, pay close attention to this conversation because it comes up again throughout this season, and baby, it explodes. But I'll discuss more of that at the reunion. The only thing I will say is this, and this is true because I don't lie. So obviously, I'm the owner of the company. So there's obviously a lot of people to get to first before it gets to me. Okay. So I will answer that at the reunion because I don't want to spoil too much stuff. So the only thing I will say is before things get to me, it goes to other people. And that's why I said, I don't think other people know this. Monique Samuels DM'd me y'all page on social media. And the only thing I will say, and I'll save the rest for the reunion,
thank you, Monique,
is the fact that Monique was the last person to submit you guys too.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Thanks to everyone that submitted us. Thank you, Monique.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you. Let's make sure that's it. Thank you.
All I'm gonna say to y'all is rewind this tape because it's going to go. That Joi ready to play. All right, y'all my kind of people. Okay, let's go.
You ready for a whole lot?
That y'all are. So when you guys started to do Love and Marriage DC, tell the audience because this is a big deal. And I don't think a lot of people talk about it as much. This is the first ever crossover where a Ready to Love, which is a dating show, has crossed over into a docuseries called Love and Marriage franchise, right? And you two are at the essence of that groundbreaking moment. Explain to the audience who are both fans of Ready to Love and the Love and Marriage franchise, the difference between being on a dating show, but now being on a show where it's not just about dating each other. You have to interact with people, talk about your real life, and really be vulnerable in front of an audience.
Before she gets into that, first of all, I want to say we made history.
Y'all did. Come on, Clifton.
And thank you for presenting it the way that you did.
Absolutely.
We truly appreciate that. The difference is this. There is more focus on, we use the word journey a lot, but now it's a different chapter. It's more focused on that as opposed to the socialization with individuals for a short period of time. Now, like really, you're getting the ground, the footing of who we are. And then you get to see how we interact with other couples who, one, have experience, their life story is completely different. It really is focusing on foundation, family, and then us as individuals, as you think about it. Everyone has businesses. Everyone has like this level of growth, whether you're growing as a family and growing individually. So that's the huge difference. All of us getting able to share in that, in the audience getting to see it.
What about you, Clifton?
Well, I know that, second of what she said, but it encompasses our day-to-day, right? We'll wake up, of course, sometimes the cameras are rolling, but it's capturing our day-to-day activities. My life going to work and working at home is not going to be something, it's going to be boring to somebody that wants to see, oh, Clifton, he works at home in front of a computer. That's not exciting, right? So that's part of my day-to-day. But what she does, she sings, and that's exciting. She's out here with a microphone and I'm typing. So like it's showing our day-to-day, interaction. And then, where we've came from, we moved from one house to a new one, and, and then us setting up and, putting things together and not agreeing on things how it should be. And she has a what is it called? You have a Oshun slash Buddha decorative skill set, and mine is more of a modern art.
I'm boho, he's modern.
Right. So it's like, I have to, Ringe first before I can, that's you'll see some of that.
We've been working on that. We've been trying to see how we can get Buddha in what's the modern
Keith Haring and Basquiat,
See how they come together,
No, Joi, you're my girl. So I have a Buddha.
I have tons of them.
And I meditate every morning first on my day. So Joi, the I do this, so right? And you put your feet planted on the ground because you got to be, humble. And then you do this to receive and everything, you manifest and meditate. And then you put these down, and this represents humility because you are, I look at it, I'm serving God. So I make sure that God knows I'm on my knees serving to you, and I'm giving you the glory, and I'm manifesting and all that stuff. So Joi, I do the same thing.
Yeah. He doesn't realize it. Like, I don't even think he's really seen me like do my prayers in the morning. A lot of times I'm doing stuff like in the car, because I'm in the car a lot, because we're super far away from everything now. But it is something that's constant, but it isn't something that I just do in the morning. I do throughout the day.
Clifton, you gotta get on this, brother.
It's okay. I mean, so the same thing she does it in the morning. She does it throughout the day. Like, where does a man go for his peace? The toilet. Okay. let's keep it 100 here. A man finds his peace in the toilet multiple times a day. No one disturbs you. There you go. My feet are planted. You know what I'm saying? I can even do that. You know what I mean?
And then I do this. You reach
right.
for the toilet.
Reach for the toilet paper.
That's humility.
There you go. There you go.
That balance.
It's all about the balance with the Pisces and the Sagittarius. Joi's a Pisces and Clifton is a Sag. I'm a Libra. So I think it all sort of like works together. So no, as long as we get that in our lives, it's good. One of the things you said, Clifton, was about Joi's music career. And what we saw in tonight's episode was this big conversation between you and Sherelle about Mambo Sauce. And it truly broke the internet because Mambo Sauce is a big group, especially in the DC area. It's so synonymous with the go-go music that area represents. Mm-hmm. Explain to us how you got involved in Mambo Sauce before we dive into what we saw tonight with you and Sherelle.
Oh, wow. I was recommended to like audition, and mind you, I'm from Baltimore. So, go-go and Baltimore Club, two different things. But when I listen to the music, it has such a rock feel to it, and it's original. A lot of go-go music is cover songs. So I kind of gravitated towards it. Audition, they like me, and also I have a graphic design background. So I was like, well, I have something else to bring to the table, not just being able to sing. And, I came in after, like, Mambo Sauce has two amazing songs that, DC knows for sure, Miracles and Welcome to DC. Those are the staples. But I came in after those songs were done. However, we did a lot of great things. We opened up for Soulja. We toured the country. Like, we did a lot of footwork, and we had a good time when it comes to being on that stage. So that's really how, that was. But I also did provide a lot of graphic design for, posters and t-shirts and merch and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't just, singing, we all collaboratively wrote together. And it for the most part, it really was a team effort.
And so what happened when the group disbanded?
After we came back from tour, there were decisions that wanted to be made that meant bringing people back who quit before the tour. That doesn't really sit that well with me, counting the fact that people who killed it around the country did their thing, and put Mambo Sauce out there. However, bottom line is, when you let people go, you make sure you compensate them and this and da 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 da. Certain things didn't happen that way. So, that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And I probably was in the band for probably a few more months after that and wasn't really pleased with the sound, because what we did on tour, it was no comparison to what it was after. So yeah, I gave my 2 weeks, I, gave a notice, and then the people that they let go, they were part of my band.
Oh, look how God works. So one thing that the audience really wants cleared up is Black and Sherelle are friends to the show, right? they're in addition to this cast. Can you clear up this misconception that people are like, did Joi and Black date? Did Black date her best friend and all this other stuff? What is the story between why it seems like Black allegedly is in the middle of all of this drama that went on with Mambo Sauce?
She was in a relationship with my best friend. That's that connection in that. And how I knew Sherelle was when he was still in a relationship with my friend.
I'm laughing because Clifton got the most straight face with no expression. Clifton, you're not gonna be sipping tea, brother. Okay.
Yes, I am.
So allegedly, Black was dating your friend, and at the time, allegedly dating Sherelle.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I wasn't there.
So let's not downgrade it. He was in a relationship and living with. Dating is so,
They were cohabitating, Miss Joi?
Yes, sir.
I don't have any more tea left.
You don't. Do you need more tea? Let me run and get you some more tea. You want some more tea, Joi?
Oh, Joi, that's my job to get the tea. Joi, your job is to stand by your man and spill it. Okay, so when you discovered that, was that sort of when you discovered that Black allegedly was cohabitating with your best friend, but also dating his now wife Sherelle? That's when I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is that when you decided to just step back and just not even deal with this group or with him in total?
No, so that was after. This was after I was out of the group. But the thing is if we go back, Black and I never really had a friendship. I'll say it was a very working, it was a working relationship. You be with someone, you could chop it up, whatever. But, we weren't calling each other for birthdays and Merry Christmas or anything like that. It really was a working relationship. But what happened with, the relationship he had, that was, that situation happened when I was already out of the band.
Gotcha. So the first time you met Sherelle, was it at the Ashley's pink party?
Pink. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Joi and Clifton, you could chime in too, my brother. Joi, you give the best reaction. That's there. Joi Carter, when I say to you, my Pisces sis, I've been doing reality TV for over 15 years. Nene Leakes gives a good stare down. So does Teresa Giudice. So does Tiffany Pollard. I love New York. That stare down, Miss Joi, could have murdered somebody and put them 6 feet under with the rose on the casket, baby. What was going through your mind? Because Clifton, have you saw this too, obviously. Have you, Clifton, ever seen that stare down done to you?
I mean, no. Because if I saw it, then we're gonna have some, consequences and repercussions. You understand? Because I'm gonna be like, who you think you looking at? Because it surely ain't one of them. You think you looking at me like that? No.
But no, I'm cracking up because I was like, wait a minute, why do y'all keep going back to that? Y'all know I moved. I moved. I moved. Y'all know I moved.
Eventually you did, but look, you not only did you give it the first time you were looking at her in her sheer skirt, in her words, exposing all that ass. You also did it when y'all were sitting down on the couch and she left in her sheer skirt, in her words, showing all that ass. And you did it again. So Joi, look, I love you, baby. That stare down was the death of life. So what was going through your mind both times, Miss Thing, where you gave...
First and foremost, Carlos, y'all used the same clip. That's what y'all did. That was the same clip.
It was remanufactured.
Look at Alicia. We doing the same thing. It was the same clip. It was the same clip. It was the same clip.
I'm gonna need some tea because I can't even talk. Joi, in one clip you were standing up, and in the second clip, Joi, you were sitting down, child.
You talking about when she first came in?
Yes, that I was
happy. I was like, hello. And I said, no. I smiled in that one. I did. The first one I did smile. I was like, hello. And then I sipped my water, whatever I was drinking on. You know, it was hot in there. And the second clip that you saw, where the death stare, as you like to call it, first and foremost, it was very hot in there. Extremely.
That makes your eyes squinty.
I'm already squinty. I'm a quarter Chinese. That's part of it too. It was hot, and in the conversations, it wasn't really, I couldn't really engage because everyone is talking about past things and things that really don't involve me. So now I'm kind of counting the time because after this event, I have to go to work. So I'm literally like, okay, all right, then when your body start to, all right, okay. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It really wasn't. It wasn't what you think it is. That wasn't what it was.
I'm just saying, you listen, the way I took it at Clifton, your lady, the way I took it, look, your whole mood was, I agree with you. I felt like you said to yourself, I could be in other places and this ain't one of them.
Check. Check.
That's when a reality starts like, so how much longer we got until we get to...
I'm telling you, you call it a stare down. It was my mental countdown. That's really what it was.
You're good, Joi. Okay. Okay. Joi, you gonna give me run for my money. I can tell. All right. Let me scoot up in my seat. Okay.
You got enough water?
Child, I'm drenched. So what we did see tonight, though, is a one-on-one sit-down between you and Sherelle. Mm-hmm. And both of y'all were wearing black, which I thought, how convenient. Because, it was like, let's do this. You were very adamant that at the end of the day, Irena, with this game of telephone, Irena went back and used words that we show that you didn't say. That's why the game of telephone is always interesting, because it's a lot of he say, she say. But the good news is we're recording. So we did show that, Irena, she didn't say the word shady is what I'm getting at. You never said black was shady. You never used those words. Irena felt like, well, if we look at the definition shady, every else
you gave a synonym.
Exactly.
She gave her interpretation. It was her interpretation. And that's the game of telephone has come now to be my interpretation is. And this is the problem we're kind of having. I'm a bit diplomatic. I'm more diplomatic in how I choose to describe things in situations. One, because like the power words and all that kind of stuff. So I would rather you remain calm as opposed to starting something. So I'd rather be diplomatic in my wording. Thanks, Irena.
But the good news is, listen, I enjoy the fact that you were able to succinctly state how you felt with no shade, with no airs about it. You were very straightforward and upfront. And you were very matter of fact in the sense of, this happened. This is how I felt. This is what I did say. And you and I, on no day, have to be friends. So what was it that you were trying to get across to Sherelle tonight?
Well, the meeting really was for her. She really wanted a level of clarity. And I hope that's what she got from it. At the end of it, she wanted to have a talk with Irena for using the word shady. So I'm not quite sure if the message that I was conveying was received. But I mean, that was the thing. It was just like you said, to give, A, B, and C, and that's just really what it is. Perhaps for the fact that we didn't go back and forth on it, yes, she did receive it. And now the other issue is the word shady coming from Irena.
Yes. And before we get into what happened towards the end of the episode with Quicksilver's block signing, Clifton, you obviously are protective of your lady. And that's one thing that Quicksilver said on my show last week, that when it comes to the husbands, even when the ladies have their issues, even if the guys are good, it still impacts the men, because every husband, boyfriend, fiance is always going to choose the side of their lady.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about how, well, let me not put words in your mouth. Is it difficult to navigate friendships with some of the male cast members if Joi may have an issue with a lady on the show?
So I guess we have to use the word friendships lightly, right? From what I've learned from previous seasons, correct? So
yes, apparently the D is silent.
Not over here, it ain't. However,
let me get you some more tea.
No, I needed to be resuscitated, Joi. All right, I'm back. Go ahead, Mr. Clifton.
So as far as maintaining, what word should I use here? We can say friendships, okay? As far as maintaining those, yes, it does cause a bit of, confusion, but the guys pretty much, we handle it well, right? But at the end of the day, like you said, we're gonna always have our ladies back first. Even if our lady's probably 100% wrong, we still gonna have her back, which would then cause a problem down the line, right? Because now you're forced to, not forced, but you have to pick a side, right? So is it gonna be the person that you're coming home with every night and sleeping in the bed with, or is it gonna be your so-called friend without the D, right? So then, which one are you gonna choose? The friend, companion? So it is an easy decision, right? That's just how I feel.
And you guys will see a lot of that in later episodes. All right. So towards the end of this episode, Quicksilver got a street name after him. So shout out to Quicksilver for that. That's a great achievement.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And what was beautiful about that was seeing this Black man being honored by his neighborhood. And I think for all of us, that is something that one, hopes to achieve in their success in life. However, Sherelle felt the need to address Irena when it came to the word shady. And one of the funniest things we saw tonight, Miss Joi, again with your facial expressions, is you literally said, Bennett, I'm not in it. And you made sure to be like, I'm with my man, and this is between them. But when the two of you saw Irena and her Bob come in close proximity with Sherelle, what was going through your mind that whole moment?
Before they even got into close proximity, when Sherelle came and put her hands together and it was like, well, I want to address a few things. I'm like, oh, Lord, Jesus, no, Lord, no. No, Jesus, not here, not right now. And then You know, she started off, you know, with her disclaimer and everything, and then that pause. It was this pause, and Arena's like, "Oh, you talking to me?" She the only one with glasses and the bob. I mean, dressed to kill, honey.
Joan of Arc.
And once she said, "Oh, you talking to me?" I'm like, "Oh Lord, no, no, come on, black people, no, not in front of all these black
Not
people,
here.
not here, y'all, not here."
What is it when black folks get together in a group setting?
It could be all good the whole time, and then towards the end, you know, sometimes when the drinks are flowing, you know, people just.
I mean,
yeah.
you got grandma, you got family and friends, I mean, the mayor's about to be there. Like, come on, like, no, Jesus Lord. I mean, I was in my mind, I was rocking, like, like, please.
Not a church hymn.
Oh, we need Jesus. That moment, it was just one of those, like, I just kept thinking, like, we can't do this. We can't do this right here. So even though, you know, the men chimed in, you know, da 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 da, but I had my arm around Arena's waist the entire time. She thought it was Jamie. I'm like, no, girl, that was me. You know what I mean? So it was like, I didn't want this to happen. This just really was not the time or the place at all.
Agreed.
But Irena had something to say.
And she said it.
And she had her phone and she was ready to show you this. I got proof. You know, she had something to say. As you say, she had time. Irena had time.
And if she did, she would have made time.
Right.
So the two of you are the closest to the Tylers. Is that right?
Yes.
Because you guys hang out. They recently celebrated their anniversary. Y'all went to Mexico with them, right?
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Talk to the audience, because again, they love to say, Carlos, this shit, Megan. Talk to the audience about your friendship with the Tylers and how meaningful it is.
So I've known Jamie back in the day, club scene, right? He was promoting clubs. I was in the club promoting scene, and we would always bump into each other, you know, catch up, say what's up, you know, have a drink, but it was nothing, you know, we weren't really hanging out like we are now, because now we're, you know, of course, we're slowed down in life, right? That was a busy, fast pace, you know, 10 years ago in life. So now, you know, we reconnected here, and he's still doing, you know, the club thing, but we both have, you know, significant others, and we have a lot of mutual friends. So then it made it easier for us to actually connect as hanging out as a whole now, right? So Sundays out eating crabs with them, you know, having a good time, drinking beer on Sunday, whatever that is, you know, but we just have a great time with them always.
We seriously do. It is like chill, like beyond chill, like chill. Like Arena doesn't have on heels.
Actual friendship. Yes. You know what I mean? That's really what it is, right?
And with the family. So it's not couples. Like when we go eat, it's the family. Yeah. It's the kids. Mm-hmm. So it's very genuine.
So you used the word Clifton Petty. By the way, his last name is Petty.
So you already know.
And you see why. So you said something about actual friendships. Well, we're seeing in later this season, because the audience saw the trailer, and the trailer somewhat alludes to something going on between Joi and Ashley at a Christmas Eve party. Now, granted, I know everything and I can't spoil it, and you guys won't either, but can you walk us through your friendship? You know what? I don't put words in your mouth. Can you talk to me about your dynamics?
There you go.
With Ashley and Quick before filming, the beginning of filming, and where things are to come?
Okay, so before filming, I would see Quick in the club. You know, I'd say we have mutual friends too. One of his, I guess it's his, I don't know if it's his production or somebody in his management team. I know him personally, right? We grew up New York. So like I know him. So of course we would shake each other's hand, but nothing more than that. I never hung out with him, right? So I can say I don't really know him. And the same with Ashley. I didn't know her either. That was back then. Now let's fast forward to when we started filming or before. I met Ashley that day when she suggested that we would be a good fit to come to Love and Marriage. But outside of that, there was no type of relationship built, right? It was more so like, hey, how you doing? Like you see somebody in the club, you might toast their drink with them. That's about it. You know what I mean? But other than that, no. And then now it's pretty much the same. We're in settings where we're trying to get to know them, but as far as building that or building a friendship, I don't see it. I haven't seen it. Right. Maybe that's sometime in the future, but as of right now, it's not like Jamie and Arena.
Well, for me, when I interviewed on Ashley's Live, afterwards, we kind of communicated. It was like, well, we need to talk, hang out a bit, this and this and this. So we were, really building a rapport and building a friendship, doggy dates and, hookahs and drinks and, you know what I mean? Like, so really getting to know one another.
Man, I thought she had left me for Ashley. They was gone. They were hanging out so much. I'm like, well, damn. All right, well, y'all go take your ass. You know what I mean? And if I'm sleeping, you come, don't wake me up, okay?
And like the ladies would come to a performance. You know what I mean? So it really is like buildings, building blocks.
It looked like a new bestie to me. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like they was besties. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, well, damn. All right, she came home and then now she all hanging out with Ashley. Like, take your ass on over there.
Oh, you were mad jealous, Clifton?
I wasn't jealous. I just was like, okay, well, I see, you know what I mean? I understand, like, you came home now, you just found your bestie. I'm like, all right, well, I got besties too. You know what I'm saying?
So you two really had, and again, I understand the big definition of the word friendship. So if I say it and you disagree, stop me. But is it plausible to say that in the beginning of this situation, you guys were friends?
I would say
I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna say what I can say, but I'm gonna let you say what
I would say we were building a friendship, and us being friends is something that I was actually looking forward to. Like, I'm looking forward to the friendship, like it. That sound right? Okay.
we see each other. Okay.
Like, I'm enjoying. I was enjoying getting to know her. Like it's a different. She's a different energy. She's very passionate in her beliefs and all the things that she wants to do. And like we laugh, we joke. And I like Ashley. I do.
I laugh and joke with associates also.
Okay. And see, I'm the opposite. I necessarily.
That's not. No.
I don't laugh and joke with associates.
I'm not gonna get in trouble. Okay. There's so much I know that I can't say, so I'm gonna behave myself.
And neither can we.
I know, but listen, you guys are saying enough without saying it all, and I can appreciate that. In terms of the Christmas Eve party that people saw teased, listen, Miss Joi.
My outfit looked nice, didn't it?
I mean, Joi, you're a beautiful woman. Your outfit looked great. I love you, Joi. Miss Joi. I didn't know that the opposite word of joy, which is pain, was going to be at the Christmas Eve party. Because baby.
Well, neither did I.
When y'all see this Christmas Eve party, a lot of the fourth wall is broken. A lot of conversation about how people got on the show is talked about heavily. And it results in what y'all saw, which was a very contentious argument, right? And what's crazy is, child, y'all to see all of it because it's literally like 40 minutes worth of material. But Joi, one thing you talked about in other interviews is this perception of like, oh, is Joi mean girl? Is Joi this, Joi that? And one of the things you said was like, look, I want to be able to be on Love and Marriage DC, show the world who I am. And one of the scenes that's airing later in the season, you talk to your friend, I think it's Donna, if I'm not mistaken, right? What's the name? Okay. Danelle. And you
know I can get her name right.
I know, and
I couldn't even get the name right.
I'm big on getting names right because I know that's important, which is why Clifton told me not to call him Cliff, and he checked me the first 2 seconds of us meeting.
I'm right. I check everybody.
Listen, I get child. I said it's Mr. Petty, it's Clifton, child. So I'm big on names. So my bad, sis. You said to her like, look, I'm trying to like. I left her at home. You know, I don't want to be that girl no more. She's locked up. And what I'm trying to do, listen, I got the man of my dreams. I'm good. And were you surprised that that side of you had to come out?
So what you're saying is, so then today you see Joi, but that night Joi came out.
Je ne sais quoi, Joi.
Wow.
Your
alter ego, Joi. Joi.
Is that my alter ego, Joi? She's French. Okay. I like it. We're going to stick with that one. Yes. I think I didn't like the reason why she had to come out. That's I don't ever, you know, if I'm going somewhere, I'm leaving, bye. But then now you're pulling me back in. You're pulling me back in when, you know, I'm doing exit stage left.
I think we share this. We talked about this earlier in our conversation. It's the buildup into the boiling point, right? You know, you can only take so much of somebody doing something before you're going to have a natural reaction, right? And, you know, you can be cordial, you can be nice, but for so long. And people take advantage of the kindness piece of your personality to where it's now, let me show you who else I got for you today.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I mean.
Like I said, I've been very.
Thank God you weren't there, Clifton.
Well,
he needed to be there.
Probably not.
That's all right.
No, we don't, Joi.
No, I always try to be the best version of myself every time I step into the room. So I always try to have a conversation. You know, I'm listening. I'm trying. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather go that route first, and then at some point, you know, if you're talking to a brick wall and you know you're no longer wanting to have that conversation, but now that person really want to have that conversation with you, then you know Joi might come out.
So if you're Joi, what are you, Clifton? Because again, not to spoil anything, Clifton, I mean, listen, I think the audience knows this now watching this video. You obviously speak your mind and you are very vocal. So if Joi is Joi, what is Clifton?
I guess you had to. What am I? You had to name me. I mean, because I guess.
Well, I'm gonna name you Mr. Petty.
Oh, well,
there you go.
That's it.
But what's crazy is he's Mr. Petty all the time.
I'm very vocal. And like I'm not afraid to hurt anybody's feelings with the truth, right? And that's really what happens. Like if I tell it from my point of view and it's realness to it, and people feel it, then their feelings is hurt, and it might have some curse words in it and stuff like because that's my normal vocabulary. But I've been being good, so
lucky you.
Yeah, you tease the audience because we're only in episode 5. And listen, I don't want y'all to hear from me because y'all heard enough from me. I want y'all to hear from the people who's actually in the story, on the show, and is the experience is happening to them. Tell them what they can expect for the rest of the season because I've said this before. This season is tense across the board. I'm obsessed with this show. I was texting the team the other day because I'm watching all the episodes, which is the best part of my job. And it's a season where I laugh a lot. I cringe sometimes, like, oh, but I also feel so much love between each couple. So y'all talk about what's to come, because we're still filming, stuff is still happening, and I think a lot of people are going to be super surprised with the shift of the dynamics of people this season.
So my example would be, you're in the front seat of a roller coaster, right? And you're going up the hill, right? Slowly, you're getting right there, and then you get to the top, and it's like, okay, now I see what's about to happen, and then you take off down the hill, right? Hands up, oh my God, right? And then you slow down, and you're going straight for a minute, and then you go down another hill, right? And then you go up, you're going slow again, you're down another hill, a curve, two curves. Oh shit, there's a loop, right? We then went upside down and came back around. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, listen, that to me is the best description of the season. And before I let y'all go, I do want to say this to y'all. Obviously, you guys came on second season of an established show, a very big franchise, the Love and Marriage franchise, thanks to Huntsville, of course. Going into the second season, did y'all feel any pressure from just people in general, whether it's the audience or whomever, to like, oh, we're here to replace Monique and Chris, or like we have to like live up to what other people are doing?
No, I mean, one thing about Clifton and I is we always walk to the beat of our own drum. So we didn't feel like we were replacing anyone. We were just, it's another story. It's just another part that we play.
I agree. As long as Buddha's here, peace. She'll have Buddha, and I'll have the white throne. So we're good. We're good to go.
And I'm glad you guys answered that, because, and I said this before, you guys were already filming before we found out Monique wasn't coming back, and we were already invested in y'all's story. And without giving so much away, what I will say is Joi and Clifton do not disappoint. It's they don't disappoint. And listen, and we're just getting started. And I will say this: I think tonight's episode is the beginning of y'all seeing how the Pettys, Joi and Clifton, I would say, how Joi and Clifton are inserted in the dynamic with everybody. I think tonight's episode is a good introduction in terms of like how things are to come. But I just wanted to say this to you guys again. I said it to y'all personally. I'll say it publicly. Thank you two for joining the show. You guys brought something very, 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 very excellent to this franchise. I'm super thankful that you two are on it, and I know it's not easy because Ready to Love and this show's very, very different. But I want y'all to hear from me, and I want the world to hear it from me, that I appreciate the two of you joining this cast, and you guys are also part of the reason why this season is it's a amazing effing great season, and I really can't wait for them to see more of what's to come.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Carlos. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Right, roller coaster ride.
We right here. We go. About to drop.
I love it. No, I love it. So Joi and Clifton, let the audience know where they can find you, follow you, support you. Beard Oil Line. Joi is still singing all around the world. So let the folks know where they can support y'all.
Follow me on Instagram. It's Clifton the Fourth, not to be mistaken with Cliff the Fourth. I don't know him. Clifton the Fourth on IG. My Twitter feed is also my Twitter account is also the same, but I'm not really on Twitter that often. But Clifton the Fourth, you'll find the Beard Oil Line, a link tree to that probably in the next few days. That'll be there, and
gotta send you some, Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, come on now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take care of you now.
I want that express package. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Yes. And you can find me, Joi Carter Music, Joi with an I, and that's everything. IG, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Facebook. Yeah, I'm Clifton Petty on Facebook.
Yes, because the own audience, they love some Facebook. So please let them know that.
Clifton Petty on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, well, thank y'all. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button. And every Saturday, 8 o'clock Southern Central, Love and Marriage DC. We are just getting started. Every single episode is more crazy, explosive, funny. And that's the thing. It's funny. We have a very funny cast, and you guys are going to love this season. So I'll catch you guys next week.
Ooh, it's hot in here. It's hot.